Hey, it's Matt from Gravity Forms, back to show you another great add-on from our community of third-party add-on developers, featuring Oddjar, oddjar.com, Form Analytics Pro for Gravity Forms. Fantastic plugin for those of you who want deeper analytics into your Gravity Forms, and more specifically, like how they're performing. And then you go even deeper with even real-time stuff, like you can see real-time data of what's happening with Gravity Forms on the fly. I really like this plugin for Gravity Forms, especially for those of you out there who have forms that are lead generation forms, donation forms, membership sign-up forms, and especially those of you who run a lot of campaigns where you might have like a week-long sign-up or a week-long sale. Anything where it's important to watch the data and to understand how people are interacting with Gravity Forms, especially a drop-off, especially an abandonment, and where they abandon in the form. Fantastic, well-thought-out plugin. I will say, just as a caveat, if you install this plugin for the first time, and you're expecting to see all of that data accumulated across all your forms, it's not going to happen until the plugin starts to track everything moving forward. Let me just take a look at a screenshot before we do some demo stuff so that I can kind of explain that to you more in real time. So on this screenshot here, you'll see the total views, total submissions, and conversion rate of all of your forms across your entire WordPress website. Those three data points are largely captured by Gravity Forms by default. It's just put into a nicer display here in terms of like a reporting tool. Abandonment rate and the live views and the real-time stuff, that all starts to accumulate after Oddjar's plugin is installed, because that's when it starts to track this data. Gravity Forms isn't tracking this data by default, but when you add this plugin, it does. So I just want to set that expectation where if you do go out and buy this add-on after watching this video, you have to wait for that data to show up. And there's even in this screenshot here, analytics data collected, started, XYZ date. Data for the full 7-day period may be incomplete. That's just because we're looking at a 7-day date range here, and effectively the plugin needs to build up that data to report on it, right? So there's a global view, there's a field level analytics, like where people are falling off and how long it's taking them to interact with a particular field, which again, like if you have important long form forms, but these are business critical to your brand, this is going to give you some powerful insights here. And if you're an agency, this is where you start to up the game of value working with your customer, right? And you know, starting to A/B test things or understand the user experience of a form. This stuff can really lead to some great engagements for your customers. So there's a ton of stuff here. I really love the real-time stuff. Page analytics, conversion, all this stuff, really, really good. And you can get it at oddjar.com. At the time of this video, $59 a year for a single site license. Let's take a look at setting this up on the back end. I have this on a staging site right now, and there's just a few form entries that I've tested out to play with. And you can see right here, if I'm looking at just this basic contact form, it's got 2 views, 1 submission, conversion rate is 50, and the average completion rate is 1 minute and 17 seconds. What I did was I started to fill out a form. I left, and I'll demonstrate that in a moment. Then I went back, filled out that form, and completed the form entry. So what we have is 1 submission with a 50% conversion rate, right? Because I did it twice. One I left, the other one I didn't. And the average completion rate is 1 minute, 17 seconds. It's taken into account that I've left the form before, and when I came back for a second time, I just flew through it. It's just a simple contact form. It didn't take me 1 minute and 17 seconds. But what it's saying is the average is that across all interactions. If we go to field analytics, you can see that I've had multiple sessions, 2 sessions, where the name and email address, where I started with the name, excuse me, and then I didn't make it to these other emails and text areas, which is like the fill out the email and leave us a message. And it's tracking those sessions and saying, look, we never made it to these other sessions, and you can see the abandonment rate across all of those fields. So really, really powerful stuff, especially when you want to start breaking it down. How many views did that page have? How many submissions did this have? You know, and what does that look like in terms of the business optics? Somebody might be asking you as the marketer, hey, how's our landing page doing? How's our donation form doing? This plugin is really going to help you sort of wrap your head around those optics. So let's go ahead and pull up the page, and we'll modify this content. And now we've loaded our contact page. Let me get rid of that one. We've loaded our contact page. In real time, we should have our active users that are on the page right now, which I am. It's number 1, and that's the one that we're demoing right now. You can see right here in the real time, the focus field, the change field, that's the person clicking through. That was when I was clicking through before. It's really cool. And if you have a lot of traffic coming to a page, you're going to learn a lot about your forms. All right, so now we'll just go ahead and put in Matt Dearest. And this time I'm going to put in my email. Whoops. I put in my email, and then I'm going to abandon it after this comment field, right? So now I'm just going to click out, and we'll go back to our data, and let's refresh the page now and go to form reports, contact. Now we have our 3 views, our 1 submission, and you can see, simple math, we've now gone down to a 33% conversion rate. So let's go and switch it just to today, field analytics, and now you can see that I've abandoned it at the comment field. So it tracked all of that sort of completion up until I left it at that comment field. And as you get more data, especially if you have more complex forms, you can really start to see where people are falling off filling out these forms. I was talking to somebody for Gravity Forms the other day who works for a state government, and they have very, very complex Gravity Forms, lots of fields, lots of inputs of data. And to be able to see this stuff and where it breaks down is going to help you add, better experiences for your users, and ultimately at the end of the day get them to submit more forms, which hopefully means more business for you, or at least the objective of why they're visiting your site is a key, right? So overview, forms reports, the real-time tab, page analytics, and of course a help section there to get you some of that knowledge base information. So I really like where Jonathan's bringing Form Analytics Pro at Oddjar. Check it out. The link will be wherever you're watching this. You just install it and activate it, and then what you'll see is an analytics section right underneath the rest of the core Gravity Forms admin options. Form Analytics Pro, leave us a question in the video if you have any. Check it out for your next Gravity Forms project. You can find it at oddjar.com. Thumbs up if you like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you want more. We'll see you in the next one.